It's Kaylee, the teacher of finances. So I'm on here today for Thoughtful Tuesday and round of applause for myself because I put Tuesday in the comments and not Thursday. So that's exciting. But today is Thoughtful Tuesday, and y'all, I am like, I was on a meeting this morning. And if you're watching live, drop me a one. If you're catching this later, drop me a two. Thank you. But I was on here earlier this morning for some meetings and stuff, and I kept looking at my camera thinking that there was something on my face, and I was like, well, maybe it's a glare because my window's right here and everything. And I guess I was in a hurry this morning, and I like totally messed up my whole, I have like a whole funky place of makeup. I didn't even wipe on very well today. So thank goodness I didn't go anywhere today, right? That's like a fail for the day for me. But anyways, it kind of goes into play with the fact of opinions. So today I wanted to jump on here and kind of just talk about opinions and how it can affect your self-esteem. So an opinion is just that, right? An opinion is what somebody thinks, and that's just what they think. But why are they thinking that? Why are they saying what they're saying to you? And there's all these different things that can play into opinions. This is something that I have faced and fought with and dealt with my entire life, is I always worried about what other people thought of me. And as I have gotten older, I have realized that it doesn't matter. Now, granted, if I was out there just doing bad all the time and doing things wrong and not living my life correctly, then I might, need to be worried about people's opinions. But I'm not. And so when you stop and look at things, there's always going to be people in your life that are haters. Like, you're always going to have people that don't agree with what you're doing. You're always going to have people that say things that is going to try, not necessarily that they're trying to hurt you, but they don't agree with what you're doing and they're going to tell you that. And that's fine. But your self-worth is not found in the opinions of others. Stephen Atchison said that, and I'm going to say it again. Your self-worth is not found in the opinions of others. Like, that's super powerful. So when you're sitting there and people are talking about, they're giving you their opinion, let me just give you my opinion for a second, right? As soon as they say that, stop and remind yourself, why? Ask yourself, why is this important? Is it connecting to something that you already know? And like, can you think critically about it and think about why are they saying that? What does it have to do with, what does it really have to do with you? Okay, so we're going to talk about rationalizing other people's opinions and how to develop your own. So one, developing your own opinion and standing strong in it and believing it is huge. This actually helps you eliminate the way that other people's opinions can lower your self-esteem. Because if you have your own thoughts and you have your own mindset and you have your own mind frame, then you don't have to worry so much about what other people are saying, because you know what you believe in, you know what your goals are, your vision, your beliefs, all your values of your life. So grow your mindset. How do you do that? You read. Reading grows your mindset so much, and I cannot say it enough. I hated reading, and now I read every day. I actually have 2 books I'm reading right now. So I mean, reading changes so much because you get to take other people's ideas, other people's thoughts, and when you're reading it, you're quiet, you're in a quiet spot, people aren't talking to you, you're not distracted, your brain's working, and then your brain's like, oh yeah, I like that idea. So read, grow your mindset, read, listen to podcasts, listen to things that's food for your soul, things that are adding into your mind and your thought process to make you be able to become your own person and not worry about what other people say. Number 2, set boundaries. Again, a lot of these things I bring on these lives because these are things that I have struggled with, or things that I'm working on myself. So set boundaries. Again, know what you believe in and what you're willing to accept. So how much are you willing to deal with before you say, hey, pump the brakes, this is too much. Boundaries do not have to be a negative interaction, and I think that's where people get off when you hear the word boundaries. Boundaries makes you feel like it's going to be an immediate argument, and it doesn't have to be that way. You can set boundaries in a very, very silent way. So if you're trying to set boundaries, think about the people in your life that are bringing on the negativity. Think about people that bring you down. Every time you talk to them, it feels like, oh my gosh, why are you being so negative? Or, oh my goodness, this is too much. I was feeling really good. I was having a great day, and then now I'm having to deal with this. Think about that. And then draw the line and say, okay, I'm not going to spend 7 days out of the week with this person. I'm going to limit this person to a couple days out of the week. I'm going to limit my time to 45 minutes a week. Think about it. You have the power to choose who you put yourself around and who's influencing your life. So take the time and look at your circle. The 5 closest people you spend time with and their lifestyles are eventually going to impact yours. So think about the 5 closest people that you have in your life. Think about their lifestyles and see how close your lifestyle relates to them. And if you don't like it, change it. But you don't have to change it in a way that it ruins a whole friendship. You can change it in a little tiny bit at a time. You go from hanging out 5 days to 3 days to maybe once a month. Limit the amount of time you're spending around people or things or activities that's causing you not to grow in your life. Reevaluate your circle of people. And if it's not working for you and it's not getting you where you need to be, then reevaluate it and find a different set of lifestyles that you want to be around. Question your sources. So this one I kind of heard through a podcast, and I thought, wow, that's really, really good information. And my kids were actually with me when I was listening to this podcast, and they were like, oh yeah, Kaylee, that's great. That's really good. I can use that in my life. And they're 7 and 12, so it was cool. But if you're talking about business, say you're a business owner and you're talking about your business and you're having a conversation with your auntie, I don't know, Uncle Fred that's 2 generations down and he's never owned a business. And he's telling you, that's the dumbest idea you've ever had. You're not going to be successful at that. Why are you wasting your time? Why are you wasting your effort on that type of business? We're going, the recession's upon it, all this negativity. Stop and think to yourself, has he owned a business before? What does he have? Where can he stand on with the opinion that he's given you? Okay, now think about this. Think about let's say you're married and maybe you're having a little bit of marital problems. And your best friend, homegirl down the street, really close, y'all spend a lot of time together, you got kids close to the same age, but she's been divorced 3 times. So you go and talk to her about your marital problems, and now she's giving you all this advice. Do you really want to take marital advice from this lady or this friend or this girl or whatever if she's been divorced 3 times? So really stop and think about what ground does that person actually have to stand on? Do they really have relevant information to provide to you for your situation? Is it for the good? Or is it just because they're speaking from their past and their past doesn't have a very good track record? Now you're going to start thinking, oh yeah, maybe they're right. Maybe I should leave him over him not unloading the dishwasher. I mean, come on. Think about where you're getting your advice from. And I'm not saying that you can't go to her and ask her for maybe business advice. Maybe she's a successful business owner. But don't go to her and ask for her marital advice if she's been divorced 3 times. Okay, moving on. That one was like a bang for me. I felt like that one was super powerful. Be honest with yourself about your own views and beliefs. So like I mentioned at the beginning, know what you believe in and what you're willing to deal with. What can you put up with? Now, don't go around and scream it from the top of your lungs that you feel some sort of way about this and you feel some sort of way about that and you're wrong, because now you're going to really ruin all of your relationships. But think about what you believe in and do it low key. Do it slowly and just work on it a little bit at a time. Find a way to use your words to help you when you're having those conversations about your beliefs and your opinions. So listen to the language that you're using and then the language that's being used by others. Tones and word choices are everything. So if the tones are representing negativity or positivity, like what are you getting at? So when you're talking about something and you're explaining it and you're explaining it to a positive way, but then the person you're talking to is super negative about it, start thinking about that. Are you going to let this person's opinion affect the way that you believe in something that you believe so positive about, that you're super, super driven to believe in? And then also think about the words. Are they motivational or are they depressing? So when you start thinking about how you're using your language and how you're coming across when you're talking about your opinions and your beliefs, think about the types of words you're using and think about the types of tone that you're using. And so that's something to really think about, like, as you're in conversations and you're going through things with people and they're talking to you about stuff, just really focus in on, like, I wonder how, oh, I see where they just got their attitude changed. Like I flipped a switch, I upset them because their attitude changed. They went from being halfway positive, now they're completely negative and it's gone. So just know what you believe in though, and what you're willing to listen to, and what opinions you are that you will allow to come in and maybe, cause you to have misjudgment in your own beliefs. And the last thing, write and take notes. So as I mentioned, read. So when you're reading, don't just read, but take notes. I have a pencil I usually try to keep in my books, and I'll mark a box around, and then I'll write a little note beside it. Because the thing is about when you're reading somebody else's words, but your mind is comprehending it. And as it comprehends it, you're grabbing onto it. And you can take what they say with what you say and now develop your own opinion. How do you think people come up with quotes? People have all these amazing quotes. We see these quotes all over the internet now. Well, they have them and they've came up with them because they've used things that they've put in their brain. They didn't just, I mean, some people do just come up with that out of the blue, but most of the time quotes are very similar to other quotes. They've been moved around a little bit or changed, the words have changed a little bit, but it's because they've likely read something, heard something, and then they took their opinion and added to it. But don't take the words of the author and use them as your own, because that's plagiarizing. Nobody needs to get in trouble for plagiarizing, but take what they say and find a way to make it fit you and where you're at in life and where you want to go in life. And then just make notes of it, and then journal. Write down your thoughts, write down what you're going through, write down the different things, because everything that stays in your mind and your thought and your brain can technically end up being something like can be negative for you. It's best if you can at least, like, if you write it, you're not venting to anybody. You don't have to listen to anybody's opinion, but you can get it out. So those are some things that I just have kind of put together. Like I said, opinions have been something I've always struggled with. I'm learning, and I'm still learning even every day on how to go through opinions, how to handle them without just instantly my face turning red and being irritated, because that's what happens to me. So that's all I have for you today, guys. It's wonderful Tuesday. It's snowing here in Texas and has been all day. Luckily, the roads I don't think are slick yet. I don't know if it's going to get, I haven't really been on the Weather Channel since this morning. So, but it's snowing and it's cold here. So I'm going to sit by the fire here in a little bit and relax because I'm kind of sleepy today. So anyways, I hope you guys have a what is today? Tuesday. I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful Tuesday, and I will see you all tomorrow. Take care.